It's me again. I'm here with another video, hopefully to encourage you to get off the fence. Okay? All right. So, coming up, you will see a compilation of interviews that I did last weekend with a couple of my former clients who actually filed bankruptcy. I wanted to get their feedback basically about the whole experience, if they knew anything about bankruptcy prior to working with me, if I supported them during that whole process, how did they feel, and if they got the result that they wanted. And last but not least, where are they at today? Did they accomplish anything since the bankruptcy discharge, like start a business, buy a house, get credit cards, those type of things. So sit tight, watch the following. It's about an hour long. I apologize. I tried to clip it and snip it as best I can, but it was getting too juicy, and I didn't want to leave out the good information that you guys need to hear. So, once again, these are my former clients who were willing and ready to assist me because of how their situation turned out. And they're doing me a favor by letting me show their personal business on camera so that you can see that this is real, and that if you're on the fence and don't think this is for you, or you can't afford it, or whatever the situation is, hopefully this will help you decide to take that step. All right. So again, see you on the other side. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So I was going to ask you, um, well, first of all, thank you for assisting me with this, because there's so many people that are on the fence about doing the bankruptcy, and they have all these different myths, and they don't think like real people like you and I do bankruptcy. They think it's for the rich and the famous. And I'm like, no, regular people like you and I, people that work at Walmart, people work at a dealership,
Right.
we all, we could file bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The other night I was sleeping, I got up and I had this word, like God was telling me, well, you know what? The only people that people will watch or follow or even believe is people who have done it, right?
Exactly.
But
Yes.
where can you go to find out where those people are or who those people are?
Exactly. Because no one want to
So,
broadcast it. They're embarrassed some people or ashamed of it.
right, and the ego and the pride, and so I'm like, well, when
Exactly.
I do my videos and I post them on social media, I let them know that I've done it 3 times, right, in my lifetime. I did it 3 times. So, but it's easy for me to say it, right, because I'm the one that's trying to tell you that you should do it if you're in a
Right.
jam, and I've done it. But sometimes they want to see other people outside of me, right?
Yes.
So I said, you know what, let me reach out to a couple of my clients and see if they would be willing to do it. So I appreciate you
Of
being
course.
able to give your experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because from what you tell me is what's going to help people who are on the fence
Okay.
actually decide to do it. Now, for the record, you don't know me. Prior to the
No,
bankruptcy, you never met me, right?
no.
This is the first time we actually seeing face to face.
Exactly.
So so people
Talked on the
think,
phone a lot, bothered you a lot, but yeah, never
yeah.
thought.
But see, a lot of times people think that they have to see you in the flesh to
Mm.
know that you're real, for them to, pay you their money and pray
Right.
that you're gonna do the right thing. Now
Yeah.
I still hear horror stories that
Yeah.
people are giving their money to people and they're not doing what they said they would do.
That's the
And
truth.
it's shocking, because not shocking, but it's sad because they're going through black businesses to get help, and those people are not doing the
Oh.
service. And so it makes it harder for people like myself who have a business, who are true to the game, who care and love about, my
Yeah.
clients, and want to help them get from one area to the next.
it's harder for me to work extra harder to prove that I'm a good person and I care. True. Yeah. So
a lot of scams out there. That's why. So a lot of people getting scammed. So everybody's like nervous now. So I understand. This is a good thing that you're doing so they can see you're legit.
Regular people and I'm legit. So I appreciate that. So is there anything that you would like to say before we start?
No. Just a thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Did you know anything about bankruptcy prior or the process prior to meeting me?
Yes, I filed bankruptcy when I lived in New Jersey, but I went through a lawyer. So I didn't really have too much knowledge of it. Right. But they took care of everything.
Of everything. Right. You just need to show up at the courthouse and provide documents and pay the fee. That's it.
That was it.
Right. And I think
it costs a lot of money to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the reason why I wrote a book 10 years ago. I wrote a book about the difference between filing a bankruptcy with a lawyer versus doing it by yourself. Because my first bankruptcy was with a lawyer. I don't have no problem. I went to him. I didn't know what bankruptcy was really. I had a lot of debt. I had kids, a house, the whole nine, and I just wanted out of debt. And so my first husband and I, we went ahead and did the bankruptcy after doing a debt consolidation, which didn't work, which is why I ended up doing the bankruptcy. Mm-hmm. But again, all the lawyer did was took the information, our documents, the payment, and then told us when to show up in court. I knew nothing about the process.
Exactly, same.
So it wasn't until 2012 when I did my own bankruptcy, because I had to do a second one. I said, well, I'm not doing it with a lawyer. I'm a paralegal now. I'm going to figure it out and do it myself. And I was successful. And when that happened, I said, well, if I could do mine, I could do everybody else's. Right. And that's how my business started. So beautiful. Yeah, so your comparison with the lawyer, you didn't know anything that was going on. But this one with me, you were hands-on.
Exactly.
You were really hands-on. So don't worry, guys. She's got a story, a testimonial to tell you right after this quick interview. So how are you feeling now that the process is complete?
Feel good. I don't feel any stress. Exactly.
Really you don't have the people hounding you about the bills coming in and the phone calls. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. How would you describe your overall experience working with me on this matter?
My overall experience has been very well, very good. The thing I love about you that you always answer, no matter what I call, what my question is. I may think it's stupid, but you never let me feel like it's stupid. Like you take the time,
that's right.
You explain, and you get back to me. Like you just don't leave me out there. Like, okay, where is she? Oh my God! Like,
right.
That's the best thing about it.
I know how that is to, pay your money, expect a service to be done, and then you're calling these people. You can only call them Monday through Friday, mind you, right? You can't call them on the weekends, on the evenings, on the holidays, Monday through Friday. So you got to issue Friday night. You got to wait till Monday morning and then pray. They go through all their messages to call you back. And because I work for myself, it's easier for me to just get a text and respond, like jump on it. Unless I'm outside or doing something, I'm not close to my computer, but I try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, you do.
Did you feel that all of your questions and concerns were addressed thoroughly throughout the process?
Definitely. You even gave me more information. Like you gave me things I didn't even realize I needed to know. Like you told me. You know what I mean? So it was very good. Definitely.
And I didn't put this on here. But when we first spoke, I remember exactly where I was at when I spoke to you. You were referred to me by someone.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know me, I didn't know you.
Nope.
But on the strength of that person, you were like, you know what, I'm gonna call her. And we had a nice old conversation.
Yes, we did. You made me feel very comfortable. That's when I was like, oh, I don't really know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know you, but I knew she knew you. So I was like, okay.
Yeah. And based on your situation, And just hearing your voice, it was like I wanted to make sure that you understood that I got you. Like your scenario is not out of the, it's not crazy. I've done many crazy stuff, right? Yours was not one of them. It was simple. We can get through this. And I wanted you to know that. So that's,
Yep.
I remember your phone call.
Yep. It was crazy to me,
Especially.
but not to you. He was like, oh, no problem. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. I'm like, no, just calm down. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. I think and
Yep.
that's normal for someone who's never done it before, right? Or even if you done it before, but you did it with a different
Not this way.
experience. Yeah,
Right.
different experience altogether. Um, Were there any moments where you felt supported, or maybe areas where you think I could improve?
Well, there were times when, like, when I would get information that I didn't understand, like after you filed the paperwork, or after you helped me fill out everything, and then I filed the paperwork, there was questions that would come, the different things in the mail that would come. And I'm like, well, what is this? So I
Right.
was able to reach out to you, send you a copy, like, I don't understand what this is. And you explained it. You're like, oh, don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You told me, yeah, you need to do that. Like several times I did this to you.
Right. Right.
You were able, very supportive each time, always helping me, filling it out or tell me how to fill it out. It was, yeah,
Right.
I feel supported throughout the whole process.
And it's a nice thing that you said that, because a lot of times, I won't say a lot of times, most of the people I've worked with, as long as you follow my lead,
Mhm.
you send me whatever you get from the court, let me see a copy of it, because I know what's coming and I know what it looks like, and I can say, yep, that's garbage, throw it away. Oh, that's just compliance stuff, don't worry about it. Oh, you gotta send them so and so. Like once
Mhm.
you send me what you receive, I could I could then complete the task. If you fail to give me the information, I can't do my part, and then we have a hiccup. So there are times that I've had clients that we've had a couple of hiccups. We were
Mhm.
able to save it and still got the result, but the
Right.
little hiccups is what I'm trying to avoid. I want smooth sailing
Yep.
throughout the process. And we had a little hiccup with you, but it
Yes.
but
That was my
but
fault.
but you took care of it. And that's the
Yes.
thing.
You told me what to do and I did it.
Another client had a hiccup like yours because she was in the hospital. And when her situation occurred, I told her, well, you need to call the court, and I told her what to do. She didn't do it. So now, if she wants to do it all, if she had to do it, she got to do it all over again. Pay
Oh
another fee, do a
no.
whole new, yeah. And it was like a simple phone call, a
Yep.
visit to the courthouse
Yep.
would have sufficed. They would have told
Yep.
you what to do. They're not there. I mean, you're not pulling no money out of their pocket. They're willing to help you. They can't give you advice, but they could
Right.
tell you, oh, if you do that, that would be good, and then we can take it from there. She didn't even bother to do it. So that's one bankruptcy discharge that we didn't get this year. No fault of mine, but she didn't do the work to fix it. In your case, you jumped right on it, took care of
Right
it.
on it.
And then when I went to check it, I'm like, oh snap, she's about her business. She done got it
Immediately.
reopened and fixed. And then yesterday you happened to call me, and
Yes.
it was your lucky day.
Again, panicked.
So I'm leading to that last question, okay?
Yeah.
So since receiving your bankruptcy discharge,
Uh-huh.
have you experienced any positive changes or milestones, such as being approved for credit cards, purchasing a home or a car, starting a business, traveling, or other meaningful accomplishments? And now we're going to hear the good stuff. Yes. So when did
I
you receive your discharge?
I thought it was the 24th. So I went to the car dealership thinking, and I didn't realize I needed paperwork. I just showed up and I did it online first. And then when I went into the dealership, it's when they told me, oh, you need discharge papers to show. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what that is. So I contacted you immediately. Listen, what is this? And he was like, hold on, I'm on it.
Yeah.
And you sent it, and I was able to show it to the dealership, and they were able to finish my financing. I got approved for a car, 2020.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Drove away in my car.
Yes. Look at that. God is good.
Yes,
Yes.
he is. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought, and not only did I have the bankruptcy, but the car was also included in that bankruptcy. So I was getting the car like repossessed pretty much.
Right.
And I had a previous car repossessed. So it
Yes.
was just amazing that that happened.
Now, those cars that were repossessed, was that
Mm,
included in the bankruptcy?
yes.
And that was wiped away also, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I think a lot of people also think, well, I wouldn't say think, they probably don't really know what you can include in a bankruptcy. And I try to make videos about that. Like you could stop a garnishment, a foreclosure sale. People will call me like 2 days before the foreclosure sale and say, I need to do a bankruptcy. And it's not really to do the bankruptcy because they're trying to get rid of debt, which is a
Uh-huh.
plus, but they're trying to save the house from being sold in the foreclosure sale. And so when you
Um,
file bankruptcy, every legal
everything
lawsuit
pauses.
stops. And
Ah,
so now it gives them that 5 or 6 months while that bankruptcy is moving, give them
right.
that time to figure out how they're going to save the house. Either they're going to get a loan, do a reverse mortgage, get a modification, refund, whatever that's out there,
Mm-hmm.
in order for them to get the money to save the house. And then when that happens, the debt from the bankruptcy is gone, right? So
Right.
now you freed up all that debt. All you have is the house. So
Yep.
now you look a little bit more enticing to the lenders. And now you're
Exactly.
able to save, get a loan and save on your house. So people have used me for that purpose, garnishments. And even
Mhm.
if, your car is 3, 4 months behind and you don't really have the money to pay it, but you need your car to get to work and take the kids to school, I'm like, well, you got debt, right? You got medical bills, credit cards, charge cards. You got stuff on your credit report? Yes. Well, you should file a bankruptcy. That will take care of your car situation. Now you get to drive that car for another 5, 6 months while you figure out what you're gonna do, and
Yep.
get your debts wiped away. So it's just having us see
Right.
us do bankruptcy, and that's what it
Exactly.
is.
That's
We're
all.
not rich and famous. We're regular, everyday people, and I think the world doesn't see that. And so I'm trying to make bankruptcy the new sexy.
That's
Like
good.
it's a new thing.
Yes.
If you do a bankruptcy, it's no shame in it. It's listen,
No.
it's you're stress free. You're not killing yourself. You're not working 3 and 4 jobs. You
Right.
know, I spoke to a young lady the other day and this guy. They both got nice cars. Now, mind you,
Mhm.
nice cars. They're paying 1,200 and change every month for the car. That's just the car. We ain't
Wow.
talking insurance and
Right.
the oil
Oh,
changes and everything else. We're not talking about where you live. We're not talking about food. Just the car. I'm
just
like,
the
well, where you work at? You paying that kind of money, but that's what they could have, not what they could afford, what they got approved for.
exactly the finance. So my finance is a little high, also, but I'm in 6 months I can refinance.
There you
So
go. And then you get, by that time, your score would have reached where it needs to
yep,
be. There's no debt. The car is
exactly.
helping you reestablish credit. And so
Yep,
when you refinance, you'll be getting a lower payment, lower interest rate.
exactly.
That's how
And
you do it.
I had co-signed for my daughter's car. So throughout this bankruptcy, it even helped her because they were able to lower her payments.
Did they lower her payments?
Yes, they lowered her payments like
Yes.
$300 lower a month that she has to pay now. Just from me
Wow.
being a
Because you
co-signer on
were
her
a
car.
co-signer on the vehicle and you said you're going to keep the car.
I want to keep the
Yeah,
car.
that's very rare. Yours is
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, I only have one person that it happened to in the last 10 years. You just made another one
Oh, wow.
because, yeah, really, normally, most lenders just reaffirm the debt to
Hmm.
where you, reaffirm the debt to where you're still making the same payments, like nothing changed.
Oh,
You
wow. So that was a
were
miracle.
You were lucky. So, and it just
Yes.
depends on the lender, whatever lender you were working with on that
Interesting.
vehicle.
Yeah.
And then they knew you filed bankruptcy. So in their mind, they're like, well, listen, going through a bankruptcy. We don't really want the car. They still want the car. It just makes sense. Let's lower the payments a little bit so they can afford it and keep it. Because if we get it, we're not going to get what we, if we sell it, we're not going to be able to get what we would have gotten if it was stayed financed.
Stay with there. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
point.
it makes sense to work with the
Good point.
person. So that's good. That's
Yep.
cool. That's game. I like that.
Mhm.
That's part. Yeah. So then you got 2 cars, one less payment, one have a payment, well, $300 down from the original payment,
Yep.
and then you got your new car for yourself, and you debt free. How about
Yes.
that? How
How
about that?
about that?
How about, and we working extra hours, so we getting all that
And we
overtime.
getting the overtime.
There we go. That's how you gotta do it.
Hopefully getting a raise. So
Because listen, we don't do that, but that's how other nationalities do it. They
yeah,
do that.
our president,
We don't do that. Yeah, we don't
like a
do it.
billionaire. How many times did he file bankruptcy?
Thank you. And their friends and family, and they do it all the
Yes.
time, and we don't do it because we got too much pride. Like, are you kidding me?
Must be what it is, because
Yeah. So, well, it was great that you were my last one for the day. You just kind of like ended everything on a beautiful note with your experience and your story. And I appreciate you for taking the time to do that, because I know a lot of people are funny about, I don't want to show my face and I don't want to tell my business, but
yeah, that whole my business thing.
that's,
Your
but
business helps other people. Sometimes we need to share our business.
absolutely. And I think that's the reason why we are where we are as a whole, right? African Americans, because we want to be like the Joneses. We want to have everything like everybody else have, but behind closed doors, you're struggling. You're struggling, and you ain't telling nobody that you're struggling. So how can we help you? Right? You want to keep that facade that you got to get my nails done and get my face beat, and I'm always together. But when you go home, you barely eating.
Right.
You got bills all over the table. You don't know how you're gonna make you know what I'm saying? Or you now resorting to something you shouldn't be doing to get money.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to put the bankruptcy out there, in a legal way. I can't act like I'm a lawyer because I'm not, but I want to put the information out there so people know that that is an option, and you don't
Exactly.
have to go to a lawyer and pay 3-4 grand. You can pay a couple $100 and you can get it same, if not better, with me.
Better because of the communication.
Yeah, it's just I say I'm like your sister or your cousin or your best friend. Like, you could talk to me that way. Like I said, you could reach me anytime, anywhere. If I'm available, I got you. So, but yeah, I know it was last minute, but you were able to take the Zoom meeting, and I appreciate it. I so appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah. But kudos to you. I'm so happy for you. There's lots more that's going to happen for you now that you got through this situation. Use that car and your daughter's car. That's your playing level. 2 years from now, go get your pre-qualification and get your house.
2 years?
2 years.
All
That's
right.
it.
Okay.
That go by like that.
Okay. Yeah, time is flying.
It is. So, yeah, before you know it, it'll be time. And I would say like a year after the bankruptcy, start trying to get a little mixture of credit, like a charge card, credit card, maybe even a personal small loan, like 4 or 5,000, and pay on it. Because when you're trying to get pre-qualified for a mortgage, they want to see that you had, since your bankruptcy, what kind of credit did you have? They want to see, have you had a mixture of credit? You got the car loans, you got the credit cards, charge cards, personal loans in the last 2 years. Now they're going to put you in the house. They're going to give you a pre-qualification. You're going to get approved. They're going to tell you how much you're approved for, and that's your ticket.
Okay.
That's it. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank
All your friends and
you.
family. I got my Google review. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Yep, I got it this morning. Yeah,
Okay.
people thrive off of the Google reviews.
Yes.
They
Yep.
Google you up.
No, I do.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do it. Yeah,
I
so
do.
yeah, so
So thank you
perfect.
again.
Well, thank you. I
Happy
appreciate
ending.
you. Yes, same to you. All
All
right,
right, have a good
Naomi.
one.
Take
All
care. You
right.
too.
Bye.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and I know why people are on the fence. I get it. Guys,
Yeah.
you're not gonna go to jail. This is not criminal. It's
Right.
civil.
Yep.
There's a difference in jail.
Yes.
You go to court, but you're just going to represent yourself instead of paying, because these attorneys want $3,000 to do the same thing you're gonna do.
Off the
And all they
rip.
do is yeah, they want more. All they do
Yeah.
is show up, claim paperwork, and they just so you don't gotta show up. But you just show up, you have your packet, everything's filled out. Charlene gives you the step-by-step
Mm-hmm.
process, and literally everything gets dismissed and wiped clean. And you could rebuild your credit the same or the next day. You
Yeah.
could just rebuild it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Well, that leads me into the first question, although you covered a lot, which is good. Um, did you know anything about bankruptcy or the process prior to meeting me?
yes and no. I knew of bankruptcy, I just didn't know how to do it.
And most people are like that. They don't know
Mhm.
what's the first step in even starting the process. Who do I go to? What do I need? They don't know that information. And then you have some that don't even know what bankruptcy is. They only heard of bankruptcy from the rich and the famous. And they believe that you have to be rich and famous in order for you to file bankruptcy. And that us little people in the world, we can't. And that's what I'm trying to bring awareness to, is that bankruptcy is the new sexy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People should be doing it, right? So thank you for that.
Wait,
Uh,
isn't it it's in the Bible.
it is in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is.
So if they go to church, they follow the word
They know. They should know.
in the
Absolutely.
Bible.
Absolutely. How are you feeling now that the process is complete?
I feel great. I feel like I found a cheat code. Like I know what people they don't speak of, they don't want to tell you. Like I
Right.
learned, I
It's a
got something in
hidden
my
gem.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
hidden gem.
definitely. Definitely. How would you describe your overall experience working with me on this matter?
Oh, God said. God said. Like there is not enough. God sent you down. You saved me. Like there's not a number. Like if it's a 10, it's a 10, it's 100 out of 100.
Right.
Like like what you did is what we did in retail. You under promise and you over delivered.
I try
So
to do that. Yes.
who told me exactly what to expect, and it went above and beyond than what I thought. Like I was going in there, okay, let me try it out. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna come into some payment plan. That was like my plan in the back of my mind.
Right.
Like, I just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
reach out to. But then when you told me everything, and then the stuff you didn't tell me happened, I was like, and then I was
Yeah.
looking at all these people in the room. I was like, all these people filing bankruptcy. I'm like, good God. And
Yeah.
then,
You know, there's
mm,
hundreds of people in every um, court district that files bankruptcy every day. Like if if I were to pull up just the district that I filed bankruptcy, your district, let's just say on any given day, yesterday, day after Thanksgiving, if I were to look it up, I bet you just in that district, right, Broward, which is the Broward County, but there's other counties. So you got West Palm Beach and
mm,
Miami. If you put all of those together, and I pull up who filed bankruptcy on the 28th of November 2025, you'd be surprised how many people filed either on their own or with an attorney, but they're
yeah,
filing every day, right?
wow,
You just don't know because there's nobody telling you their business, but they're doing it and you don't know that. So I
yeah,
tell people, you're on the fence, but I bet you in your circle of friends and family, there are people that filed bankruptcy and never even told you about it. And here you're
mm,
struggling and you're scared to even try it.
Yeah,
So,
because like in the back of my mind, it's court. Like
right.
I don't want jail. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, they're gonna
Right.
arrest me.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's the thinking. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you feel that all of your questions and concerns were addressed thoroughly throughout the process?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You gave me a thorough breakdown. We sat down for like a good 45 minutes to an hour. You went over every important section. And you also told me what they may ask me
Yeah.
if I went to court.
Yes.
They didn't ask me one question. They
Right.
asked me no. And I was like, and I had the Q&A written down of like,
Yeah. What they
and I
would
had my
ask
response.
you?
They
Yes.
asked, they're like, all right, next. They're just like, next. I was like, okay.
You're done.
Called me right when I was done. I was like, sorry, I'm finished. You were like,
Yes.
what? Even you were shocked. You were like, that was fast. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Um, were there any moments where you felt supported or maybe areas where you think I could improve?
No, there was no areas. You over communicated. We when we met, 'cause we met at Dunkin' Donuts, and then
Right.
we were via text.
Yeah.
Like so, like you were right by my side every step of the way. And then you told me the follow up post bankruptcy. You told me this, and you may not remember. He's like, all right, listen, Richard, they got your name in the system. And I was like, hmm? You're like, yes. A lot of the creditors and credit card companies, they're going to start sending you credit card offers
Right.
because they get your name from the bankruptcy
The
uh,
bankruptcy court. Yeah. Yeah. They have
uh,
they have some
doc-
type of access. Yeah. Dealerships, credit cards. Yeah.
I was in dealership credit card offers. I was
Yeah.
people that I didn't even talk to when I had great credit. They would send me
Right.
off. And then you told me that they know that those people are highly acceptable to get back into debt again.
Right.
And then you told me, you say, take all them offers, shred them, throw them in the
Yeah.
trash. That's exactly. Took all of them
Yeah.
and throw them in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I did one better. And I did one better. I was like, man, how do these people keep getting my information? Then you told me about LexisNexis.
Yes. Yeah.
So I went LexisNexis. I froze all my information. I contacted them. Because they were
Yep.
LexisNexis was selling my information to the
Yes. To
credit card company.
yes.
Charlene, I was getting mail. I was getting 10, like 10 a day. It was like stacks of
Crazy.
offers.
Yeah.
Airlines, hotels,
Yep.
dealerships.
And who
And
would
then
think after you file a bankruptcy and got a discharge that they would be reaching out to you to give you credit? Right.
yeah, they got first time, I'll go pay them again. So I was like,
Yeah.
and like so me and my mom was using like permanent marker to like black out my name.
Yeah.
That was too much work, so we just brought a shredder and then we just
And
put all the
shredded.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Um, do you feel satisfied with the outcome regarding the bankruptcy discharge you were seeking?
Yeah, greatly satisfied. It was to the point where now I learn what not to do. Like I learned what to do and what not to do. So
Yeah.
now everything I'm doing is now business credit. So I'm
Good.
doing everything
And
on the
yeah,
business.
right. Save your personal for personal.
Yeah.
And then finally, since receiving your bankruptcy discharge, have you experienced any positive changes or milestones, such as being approved for credit cards, which we heard, purchasing a home or car, starting a business,
Mhm.
traveling, or other meaningful accomplishments?
Yeah. So what basically bankruptcy showed me is how the credit cards make their money, like how the
Mm-hmm.
banks make it. So I learned a lot about credit. The credit cards is basically free money that they're charging you to use.
To use, yeah,
Basically, people are like, "What are you talking about? Free money?"
yeah,
Okay. the credit card companies, people don't know this if they're watching this,
Mm-hmm.
that money gets written off at the end of the year. So the credit card companies don't lose no money.
Right.
So to say, hypothetically, let's throw a number out there. You owe a credit card company $20,000. They wipe off that debt and they sell that debt to somebody else,
Correct.
to a collector, right? So
Yeah.
they sell a $1,000 debt for like 5,000 or 15,000, whatever, cheap them up.
Yeah.
So the debt collector, they're calling you to
Mm-hmm.
settle and get that money
Right.
from you.
They don't belong to them.
It don't even belong to them. So you're
Correct.
paying a debt collector for money the credit card company is going to wipe off at the end of the year. So they're going to
Right.
get that money back. Now, how they make their money is through the late payment and the interest rate that is on the credit card statement. So if you have bad credit, it's like 29%.
Mm.
If you have like okay credit, it's like 15%. If you have like great credit, it's like 0 to like 10%.
Okay.
So it goes into check because I've been looking at this and studying like, and it's on YouTube. Let's show you
Yeah.
on YouTube. So they were making money on free money. That's
Yeah.
like basically mean I'm going to the ocean down in Fort Lauderdale or down
Right.
in I'm
Right.
grabbing a bucket of water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding all these plastic bottles item collected from the
Yeah.
recycling bin.
Yeah.
Pour the ocean water through like a filter to get all the
Mm-hmm.
salt out.
Mm-hmm.
Then pour the water into all the plastic bottles, and I come and sell you the water for like $5.
Right.
So I'm making money on free water.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
exactly what they're doing.
that's exactly what they do.
Yep.
Make money on money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to give us your experience and also to answer the questions in regards to bankruptcy. So hopefully anyone who's watching this who were on the fence, having doubts or listening to the naysayers telling you about bankruptcy, and particularly people who have never done it are the ones that are telling you not to do it. But you have to have experience it in order to I guess to understand it, right? And so my job is not just to educate, but to eliminate the myths and the stigmas and to promote it in a way, like I said, bankruptcy is the new sexy. If you want to
Yeah,
be sexy, then you might want to jump on that bankruptcy bandwagon and try it because it just may work and it just may be the answer to your prayers. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I
thank
say,
you so much.
yeah, last thing I'll tell whoever's watching, if you're on the fence, all right, somebody's in your ear, all right, you owe money to a credit card, or because now credit card companies they're suing now, they're taking you to court.
Oh yeah, and they
They ain't,
garnishing your paycheck. Yeah.
yeah. So I tell people this, hey, make it this. So whoever's in your ear, ask them. This is why I would ask them, Charlene, or that person watching this video. Is the person that's giving you the advice, are they going to help you pay off that money you owe?
Right. That would be a no. A
If
hard
the
no.
answer is no, just file and get rid of the debt and
Yeah.
get it done with. That a lot, so that's all I could tell people, procrastination is expensive. Just know that.
That it
You
is.
procrastinate, you're going to pay more money. And I learned that, as an islander from the islands,
Yeah.
we procrastinate all the time. We're late. We're late.
Yeah.
The funeral's late.
Yeah.
So procrastination is expensive.
It
So
is.
that's all. I'm proud of you and
Thank
good luck to
you.
you on the journey, fresh new start.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Rich. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And we always keep in touch. Anytime you have a question, you want to bounce something off my head, or you want to give me something that you think will help me in my business, you always look out. So I appreciate you for doing that. For sure. Yeah.
Well, Charlene,
All
and
right.
happy holidays and happy New Year to you.
Yeah, same to you.
All
All
right,
right,
Charlene.
Rich, take care.
All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
We're back to straight up.
There we go. How are you?
All right, how are you? You look
I s-
beautiful as ever.
You're doing big things now.
Hope to be. Hope to be.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
good. I'm so proud of you. Like when I met you a couple years ago, you said that you were trying to get this patent, invented, and you want to trying to find people to see this product, and you're doing big things. Every time I turn around, you in a commercial, you're in a video, you're doing something. So that's
I'm
great.
trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. And getting taken seriously is the hard part.
Right, right.
You
And
know,
especially
it's
as women,
yeah, being a woman, but then
Yeah.
being over 60. I mean, I'm
Uh,
69 years old and
69?
yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And you still rocking. Okay. Look at you.
When I went to college last year, I never thought in my 50s I'd go to college. And last
Right.
year I won a year education
That's
in business.
awesome.
So I
That's
thought I would do that.
awesome. Well,
But
I
the
want
reason I wanted to chat to you up front was because I just wanted to make sure it was okay to say that you've kind of been like my girl Friday when, I think other people should know that it's not just bankruptcy that you do
right.
because
Right. I
you
do
helped
a number
me.
of things. Yeah.
You helped me with the eviction notice, but I didn't want to go ahead and say something like that and then have it cause problems for you. So that's why I said
No. Yeah, no. Yeah, you can my
I
business
could
I
say something like you've helped me in a lot of different legal matters or something like that.
yeah.
That you're
So
not just the bankruptcy
right, the
star.
bankruptcy queen. Yeah.
I was gonna say queen.
Yeah,
And
I
you know what
do.
Forbes Riley said? Say are the queen of. So
Yes. So I named myself bankruptcy queen recently, like in the last 2 weeks.
I saw
And
that.
I'm trying to make bankruptcy be the new sexy
Oh yeah.
because people are scared of it. They don't know anything about it. So
Do
they're
you
on
know
the
what the
fence,
you know
you
what the
know?
biggest fear is? Because you're gonna lose everything. They're gonna
Well,
come in your house and take everything out. Well,
that's what they think.
if I gave you a tour around my house, like right now, these came from Taiwan,
Ah,
Chinese screen. Well, I have
yeah,
a 4 panel and a 6 panel.
nice.
So one point I do want to make on this call is my biggest fear was thinking that they were just going to come in and take everything, my inheritance, like
Gotcha.
even it's just physical stuff, but you know, that would be something that I think would affect a lot of people. You're going to lose what grandma gave you.
Right. And that makes sense now. I always wondered what would be the reason why people are on the fence and wouldn't want to try this bankruptcy that would help them. But now
You
that
want
you're
to see what you
saying,
saved?
yeah, now that you're saying that, now it makes sense. Like heirlooms and stuff like that, that you don't want to lose that in the bankruptcy. Yeah, I see that.
See what you saved?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I almost didn't do it.
Right. Right. Your collectibles and stuff. You don't want to lose those things, right? They
No,
mean
this
a
is
lot.
And this is,
So,
I think, a lot of people, when it comes to bankruptcy, think, well, they're just going to come in the house and they're going to say, "Oh, that painting, yeah, that's a very
yeah,
valuable
we're gonna
painting.
take that.
We're going to take
Yes.
that with us." Or, wow, those
You made a
Chinese
great
screens.
point.
These things here are probably, one of my worries was, losing what my mom worked hard for.
Absolutely.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's an important point for people to
Yeah,
realize
to
that what
know.
you're doing, you're giving a gift. I mean, I wasn't offered any credit cards for the longest time.
Yeah. And then once you
And you know
file,
how we met was Matt.
was through Matthew. Yes.
And when Matt was getting credit cards and I couldn't get a credit card, I said, you know what? I think Matt had it right.
I better try what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because most of my clients are not from just anywhere, right? Like on social media, or someone got my flyer, or they
Mm-hmm.
went on my website. None of that. Most of my clients are from referrals,
Mm-hmm.
right? So once someone takes a chance with me, do the bankruptcy, get the discharge, and now are living a better lifestyle. When friends and family see that, they ask, "Oh, what did you do? What's going on?" And you're like, "Oh, well, I filed bankruptcy and I don't have any more debt and I'm living my best life." And they're like, "Well, I want some of that." So
Yeah.
I get those
Well,
referrals, which is not
if
bad. It's
if
great.
you recall, I was going through COVID.
That's right.
That was the COVID time,
That
and
was.
I was getting harassing phone calls and threatening phone calls, and I just got to the point where I would have rather been dead.
That's
And
right. You're
you were
right.
my solution. So
Yeah.
anyway, you want to form questions out of any of that,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know?
Well, I'm going to shoot with some of these questions here. I have my typical standard questions for you. So, did you know anything about bankruptcy or the process prior to meeting me?
I did not. I knew of bankruptcy from a friend of mine that you helped out greatly, but
Okay.
I didn't know very much about
In
bankruptcy.
detail. Okay. Okay. And how are you feeling now that the process is complete?
I feel so much better. It's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I don't have harassing phone calls. If you're in sick in bed, the last thing you want is somebody calling you and harassing you and yelling at
Absolutely.
you and threatening you.
Yes.
And there's only so much you could do. Uh, you were my lifesaver. What can I say?
Yeah. Well, God used me to bless you. That's how I tell
Thank
people.
you, God.
Yeah, I was that vessel. And I'm glad that you selected me to help you. Um, how would you describe your overall experience working with me on this matter?
My experience working with you is you are a great leader. You don't leave questions out in the open. You answered everything that I needed. Um, I absolutely couldn't have done it without you. And the
Okay.
fact that having you there, you're like a mentor through something that someone doesn't know how to do.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you took me step by step. You showed me what I needed to do. You explained everything. I was a little overwhelmed, but hey, if I can get it at my age, then anybody
Yeah,
can do this.
absolutely. And you did well.
Yeah, I did, and
Yeah.
so did
Even
you.
during even during COVID, you did
Right,
well.
right, right.
Were there any moments where you felt supported or maybe areas where you think I could improve?
Oh, I felt supported through the entire procedure.
Okay.
It was there was nothing I could say that you left undone.
Okay.
I mean,
Good.
you guided me and directed me and explained everything, and I asked the stupid questions, and you took the time out to
That's
answer.
that's
And
right. And
I
what I
think you
tell
said to me there were no stupid
that's
questions,
right. Yeah.
and I appreciated that.
Yeah, a stupid question is you not asking, right? I want you to feel comfortable and confident going through the process, right? Even though I'm doing the paperwork, you're actually the person that's actually filing the bankruptcy and you're having to talk to the trustee at the hearing. I don't do that. You do that. So I want you to feel confident and comfortable knowing exactly what's going on, what type of questions they're going to ask, what to expect. Like, I don't want you to go in there and you're like, oh, I don't know, or, and just not sure what's going on or sure of yourself. I want you to go. I'm happy that I was able to assist you and you're living your best life now.
Yes, indeed.
um, let's see. Do you feel satisfied with the outcome regarding the bankruptcy discharge you were seeking?
Absolutely.
I figured that.
Absolutely. I have nothing to
I know why
complain
I
about. You did an
asked.
amazing job.
Yes. And then last, since receiving your bankruptcy discharge, have you experienced any positive changes or milestones, such as being approved for credit cards, purchasing a home or a car, starting a business, traveling, or other meaningful accomplishments?
Well, being offered cards now. Yes, I have a few credit cards now, and
There you go.
it seemed to come very quickly. And that's what I noticed with my friend that when he was going through his bankruptcy with you, I was
Yes.
like, "How are you getting credit cards and they won't even offer me one?"
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
also starting a business. And, I always said, I'll never file bankruptcy. Well, that was really stupid of me,
Yeah.
because that's like saying I'll never have a fresh breath of air again, because I'm going
There
to
you
sit
go.
there and stress and tense because
Absolutely.
of this. I mean, I think that it's a blessing, and it's something that we're offered
Yeah.
that, not too many people take advantage of. I mean, my pride got in the way,
I
but
think
my pride made me sick in bed worse, because instead of doing something about it,
right.
taking a step forward, I was
Yes.
just stressing about it.
And that was another key point that when I make my videos, I stress that. And I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of times people don't realize that when you sit in your mess and you don't seek out um, help, you don't even ask for help. I mean, if you were to call your mom or your sister or your friend and say, you know what, I'm really going through something right now. And that friend says, well, what is it that you're dealing with? And then you say, well, instead of being private and being scared to share, to me, sharing is caring. We teach our kids that when they're like 3, 4 years old. Sharing
Mm-hmm.
is caring. So you're sharing information with someone and they might not have even known about bankruptcy. They may not even know what bankruptcy can do. And so when you don't say anything or express how you feel, then the other person or those people don't know what to give you, right? Because you're not saying anything. Once you open your mouth and you say, I'm in financial debt. I don't see my way out. I can't get a credit card. I can't get a loan to pay this off. I have a doctor's bill I can't pay. And you coming from a background of having done one, you could then say, well, have you considered filing bankruptcy? And then they're gonna look at you with like you're crazy, like bankruptcy. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. And then the question is, well, why? Why wouldn't you do it? What's stopping you from even considering it? And then when you hear all the myths, then you're like, oh no, that's not what bankruptcy is. You really need to research it or call someone. I mean, lawyers give out free consultation every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to get you to be their client. But you don't have to become their client. Just go for the free information to find out exactly what it is that you're dealing with and how a bankruptcy can possibly be the answer. So I'm glad that you noted that because that's another issue why people don't they stay and get sick. It's like you have stuff going on in your body and you don't go to the doctor, right? Because you're scared of what they might tell you. So you just endure and keep dealing with whatever you're dealing with. You don't know how to even take care of it because you don't know what the problem is. You get sicker, right? Same thing in life. Financial woes. You don't ask questions. You don't share. You want to be private and have this ego, and that doesn't get you anywhere. So I do get a lot of those, and it's like, how can I make it make sense to those people? Because evidently they don't really understand it. So, but yeah, thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So I think I'm done with all my questions, right? So, did you feel that all of your questions and concerns were addressed thoroughly throughout the process?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any moments where you felt supported or maybe areas where you think I could improve?
Not particularly. But then again, as being my first time, I definitely had nothing else to compare it to. But I would say that it was overall, a 10 out of 10.
Okay, I appreciate that. Do you feel satisfied with the outcome regarding the bankruptcy discharge you were
100%.
seeking? 100%.
100%. Hmm.
Okay. And then finally, since receiving your bankruptcy discharge, have you experienced any positive changes or milestones, such as being approved for credit cards, purchasing a car at home,
Absolutely.
starting a business, traveling, or any meaningful accomplishments?
Not the traveling, but just to be free from debt and to be able to start over and build credit again.
Okay.
That was definitely a plus because otherwise I don't know how I would have gotten out of. that much debt.
Right. And in your situation, you had a mortgage and you were able to keep your home, correct?
Correct.
Yes. I think most people think that if they have a house, um, and they file bankruptcy, that they're going to lose the house. And I think
Oh,
that's a lot of,
that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case for me. So,
yeah. So, and it's a
a
lot of,
matter of fact, as you may recall, the reason why we filed a bankruptcy was to protect my home from
right.
yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think a lot of times people think that when you file the bankruptcy and you have a house that you may lose the house. And so they don't even think about doing or considering a bankruptcy, not knowing that it can actually help you keep the house.
As it
Um,
was in my case.
right out there. But overall, our relationship have extended far more than just a bankruptcy.
100%.
Yeah, wherever you need something, or as a matter of fact, the immigration, you had asked me about that years ago, and I said I don't do immigration. But
Yeah, I
one thing
remember that one.
yep, one thing you said to me, well, girl, if you could do my bankruptcy, you could do an immigration. And I
Yes.
said, I don't know. And I was, you challenged me, and that's something that I know that I like,
And it came through
a
immediately. It came through
challenge.
immediately.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
you,
They
you,
responded immediately.
yes. And so we were very successful in that. And that also enabled me to help others with immigration concerns. So yeah, every time there was something in the air, you would say, let me call Charlene and see if she can do it.
Exactly, exactly.
And
Because you have a gift, you have a talent,
it's
Um,
funny, I never thought of that, you know. I never thought of that until you kind of challenged me. You say, well, you could do this, you could do that. And I said, oh,
you could
well,
do
you know what? That
divorces.
makes sense.
If you could do divorces, why not, help someone with filing for their adjustment of status,
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a
So,
super good result.
yes. And it's always good when there's always a good result. Something you're trying new and it works out. Then it's like, wow, okay, then I
Yeah,
can do
yeah,
this. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So, I would, anybody who's facing any kind of legal um requirement for paperwork that needs to be filed or anything like that. Even if it's not something that you advertise, I would strongly recommend anybody to at least, call you and say, hey, do you do this? I mean,
right.
it's just a matter of understanding the legal jargon,
Yes,
because most legal documents are written in legalese.
yeah,
So and if someone like you who's coming from a legal background, you understand, and you're very meticulous with your paperwork, which 9 out of 10 times it's just filing the paperwork properly and accurately. And
right.
that's the area in which I believe that you excel. So yeah, I would strongly recommend anybody to say, hey, in fact, I do recommend a lot of people to you. I'm like, why don't you just call Charlene?
Yeah,
So yeah, and I've been recommending you for 10 years, and now no one has ever come back to me and said, it was the worst experience ever. Like, it's never been that way. That's never been the
right.
case.
Not at all. Not at
Mhm.
all. And I do pride myself in whatever work that I'm doing it as if I'm doing it for myself, right? I don't want to do anything halfway. I want to do it
Mhm.
correctly, and I take pride in my work. Um,
And it
one more
shows.
thing, and it shows. I appreciate it.
I'll say this: an attorney is a surgeon,
Right.
and you are like the holistic, um, natural medicine.
I like
That is
that.
effective. Like traditional
Yeah.
medicine that's been practiced for like thousands of years.
No,
So
I know where that's
put
coming
it this
from.
way, if I have a cough, yeah, if I have a cough, or I don't want to go see a surgeon for a cough, right? I'd rather
Right.
go see I'd rather go see a herbalist that's gonna say, hey, this is what you need to do, this is the bush tea that you need to boil, or or this is the like a home remedy medicine that you need, and get some rest. You'll be good in 2 3 days. It's all
Yes.
natural. It's not heavy on your system, and it works. An attorney now is like, if you get in a car accident and your leg is broken and it's poking out the skin, you don't want to see a herbalist at that point. You want to
Right.
see a surgeon who can
Absolutely.
can administer some powerful drugs and knock you out,
Yes.
stitch everything back together, bolt everything back together. Like a herbalist, is not the
Yes.
appropriate solution for that particular situation. So I would just
Yes.
say, you don't run to the ER for everything. and
Correct.
and you certainly don't wait till things get so bad to the point where you do have to go see a surgeon in an ER. But if you know you have an issue, reach out to the herbalist, reach out to the Charlene, and
Right.
say, this is my situation, because we know with legal proceeding, like, there's things that got to be taken care of, but the longer you wait, the longer you sleep on it, then the worse it becomes, and then it might get to the point where you do need an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
um Versus they could have contacted you from earlier.
Right.
um and there's another situation too. Like, a friend of mine, he works at a tax collector's office, and the people want to show up, after their house has gone to auction,
Mm.
and it's past the point where they can't do anything for you. And
Right.
he always tells everybody where he goes to speak, he say, come see us before this happens, because there are options, there's payment plans, there's so many things we can do. But if you let it get past this point,
Yes.
so be proactive, reach out to
Mm-hmm.
Charlene, and I'm sure if you can't help them, you'll tell them, hey, you need an attorney,
Absolutely.
or yeah, or
Yeah.
something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I recommend Charlene. I recommend you 10 out of 10. I reach out to you for everything. So my
Mm-hmm.
experiences with you have been good. It's been over 10 years, and um sometimes people are people. So it's nice when you have someone strong that no surprises, doesn't change, still reliable, still professional. Anybody you recommend them to always gives a good rapport, versus somebody, I don't know, they were good, I don't know what happened. That's
Yeah.
never been the case with you. So you have a good track record. So your credit's good
Yes.
with me.
Yes. Yes. Appreciate it. You send all your people to me, friends, family, and
And
now
enemies.
they're my family. And yeah, and whenever they call, I make sure I take care. Yeah, for
All right.
sure. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know it's let me well, thank you for the interview, but I'm going to stop the recording now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that there was some moments while watching that made you decide to move forward. I pray that the information that was given to you, that you take that and move forward. If you don't think bankruptcy is for you, then that's fine. But sometimes people need that little push or that little nudge. And I'm that nudge. So you know how to reach me. 954-825-8013 or 407-326-3302. I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye.